Remember that when we went to murder Iraqi people in their homes for the Israelis, we were going to get cheaper oil. Well, what happened instead is the price doubled and then actually tripled. Okay, it tripled. That would mean that, okay, now the lie is going to be if we go kill and murder Iranian families in their homes and steal their oil, we're going to get oil for less. That'll be the next lie that comes up, or at least it's a lie that people are starting to tell themselves, oh, please, get us some cheap oil, go kill the Iranians, for the Israelis. They're going to get cheap oil, and they're going to stick you because, guess what? They're the ones getting the money for the oil that's being stolen. Oh, you forgot about that one, didn't you? So my logic here is if it tripled in price when we went to murder Iraqis, remember the Q letter? Okay, remember you got to know the difference between Iraq and Iran. I don't know the difference between Iraq and Iran. Okay, you better. When we hit the Q button, and we kept hitting that Q button over and over again, gas prices tripled. Our devaluation of the devaluation of the currency continued. Now, if we go steal oil from the Iranians and murder Iranians for the Israelis there, we can figure gas prices are going to double or triple again because that's the pattern we see. So once we bomb the Iranians and murder the Iranians and kill the Iranians for the Israelis and for the kosher mafia and for the oil whoever, we're going to be charged about $7.80 to about $9 a gallon. What do you think, guys? Is that about right? Because we can figure at least it's going to double. The cost of gas will not go down. It's going to go up. And not because we don't have it. Right now, we're pumping more oil than they know what to do with. They're pumping 1 million barrels, forgive me, not a gallon, 1 million barrels more than needed a day right now. We are flush in oil. Okay? We are flush in finished oil. You know they can't find enough places to pump the gasoline that they're producing from the refineries right now? They're trying to dig up and resurrect depots that are unsafe, but they've got to stuff the oil somewhere. They've got to stuff the diesel somewhere, because here's the other part of that formula, is we're using less. Have you noticed this? I went out this morning. Every day I watch this. I eyeball traffic. We're always watching anyway. I pay attention, okay? I'm not just in a daze driving down the road. Some people are. Or on a daze while they're talking on their cell phone, of course. How many more motorcycles have you seen on the road today since, as opposed to yesterday, or the day before, or the day before, or the day before? How many motorcycles have you seen that, man, I haven't seen a 75 Honda on the road in about a good 8-10 years. There goes one. Boom, there goes two. Hey, guess what? All those old bikes that were collecting dust, they're coming back out of the closet, aren't they? Why is that? Oh, because Americans really are changing their ways. What they're doing is they're skimping and they're finding other ways to save money. Now, the oil companies cut off their own nose to spite their face. Now, they planned on everybody going, oh, my goodness, kill anyone to get the oil. But instead, people are going, hey, you know what, we're going to have to change direction here. And we're also doing it with steam cars, electric cars, alternate fuels of every kind. So why do you think the price of gasoline is going to double? Because they think they're going to make up for the loss that they've created themselves by becoming as greedy as they are. And still, they will know, well, we won't know the difference between Iraq and Iran, and we're going to go kill some Iranians for the Israelis, because the Israelis want to murder Iranians because it's a revenge thing. That's why. Has nothing to do with justice, has nothing to do with equity, has nothing to do with anything other than a bunch of nutcases in the Middle East who want to murder each other. Now, I'll tell you what we do. Now, I'm going to do this because it's the close of the show. Here, it's close to the weekend. We're going to be gone for a while, for a couple days. We need to get the hell out of the Middle East. We need to just drop them like a pancake, okay? Just plop right on that griddle. And we can step back, and over here in the United States, we just watch as the bullets fly back and forth for a while. But I'll tell you what, eventually, guys, they're going to be to clubs and stones. And by the way, eventually they won't even have clubs. You want to know why? They don't grow a whole lot of trees in the Middle East anymore. So pretty soon it'd be, well, let's see, bags of sand, they can use them like a sap, and stones. Now, after a long enough wait, and after they have to walk 3, 4, or 5 states/nations away to give us a call from a telephone on the side of a telephone pole, when they come begging for something, Tell them to stuff it up their hind end sideways, especially the Israelis, and tell them to eat sand. You know, remember Sam Kinison? I like what he used to say. Hey, they don't need, well, wait a minute, we don't need to send them food, we need to send them luggage. What is it? Sand. What's it going to be 3 years from now? Sand. That's exactly the point. Let them eat, let them kick rocks for a while. And when they call back, and they've all done murdering and mutilating each other for a while, guess what? You know what we can do? We'll tell them what we want to spend for their oil. And we don't buy oil from the Israelis. They don't make any, people, so we don't need them. And what little we need from the others, well, like I said, how long can you eat sand? Not very. So we'll get back to the old business as usual once everything's done. But